folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm Amy, and as always it's amazing to have you practicing yoga with me today. So today we're going to be doing just a really short, maybe 10-minute flow, really aimed at strengthening and stretching out the lower back, because I know a lot of us have issues. A lot of the time we're kind of hunched over, we're looking at our phones, we're at a desk. Even when you're on the bike, you're kind of just over the handlebars and you've got that real kind of tension that can come through in your lower back. So it's always great if we can do something that's going to counteract and that's going to help it. So today's practice is just literally a few stretches, something super chill. We're going to spend the majority of the mat kind of laying down, I suppose, or in a seated position. As always, grab some blocks, because there will be option for using blocks, maybe a cushion at certain points that you want to pop underneath your back to help support, because I know in some of these positions, even sitting in a cross-legged position or laying flat can be a little bit tricky or a little bit uncomfortable. So grab any of those kind of props and bits and pieces that are going to help with you in today's practice, and let's get started. So we're going to start today's practice by coming into tabletop position, so all fours. We're going to move through a few rounds of cat-cows just to warm up through the spine to begin with. So have your wrists in line with your shoulders and knees in line with your hips. Top of the feet flat onto the mat as well. And from here, you're going to take a nice big inhale. And as you inhale, you're going to drop the belly down, lift the tailbone up and bring the gaze up. And as you exhale, release the breath, curving through the spine. You really feel the stretch across the top of the shoulders here. Again, inhale, drop the belly down, bring the gaze up. And on the exhale, letting everything go. On the inhale, one more time, drop the belly down, gaze comes up. And as you exhale, again, really feeling that curve through the spine, that stretch across the top of the shoulders. And as you release, just coming back to a neutral position. We're going to come back into child's pose, but we're going to leave the arms stretched out in front of us. Here, you might want to grab a cushion just to pop under the bum to give you a little bit of extra support. And we're just going to keep the arms stretched out in front. Bring your forehead down to the mat. Bring your toes so that they're touching and your knees so that they're just slightly apart. So it makes it a little bit more comfortable when you're doing this nice little forward fold. You really feel the stretch through the lower back here. And just take it easy. Just kind of judge how you're feeling today in your practice. When you're hopping on the mat to do a little bit of yoga. We'll just take a few nice long breaths here. On your next exhale, just going to move round to the right hand side, so we'll really feel the stretch here through the left side of the body. If you want, you can grab hold of the fingertips, just kind of give yourself a real nice little stretch through the side body here. It feels good to just release all the tension that we build up in our daily lives. From the inhale, release to come back to centre. And as you exhale, we're just going to do the same but on the left hand side. So again, really feeling the stretch through the right side of the body. Focus on your breath. And on the inhale, release, we're going to come back to centre. And we're just going to do that one more time each side because it feels quite nice. So feeling the stretch on the left side. Inhale to release, and an exhale, moving over to the left side, feeling the stretch through the right side of the body. When you're ready, release. We're going to push back into our first downward dog today. I think it's the only downward dog in today's practice, actually. So come back onto table swap position, tuck the toes under, And then we're just going to push back into downward dog position. So if that means pedaling out the legs or having a bend through the legs, then do that so that you feel super comfortable. I know it takes a while for the body to warm up, so your body might feel quite tight to begin with. I'm putting a little bend through the elbows. Just kind of pedaling the feet one at a time. Focus on your inhales and your exhales. And then coming through to seated. So we're going to come through to seated position with the legs out in front. And this is staff pose. So with staff pose, we're looking at really elongating the spine, lengthening through the crown of the head. You're going to have palms of the hands either side of the hips. Roll the shoulders back slightly. And just imagine your spine is a staff going into the mat, just kind of really giving you support and elongating through your spine. So you've got a nice straight flat back. And just press through the palms of the hands. It's really good for strengthening and lengthening the calves, the hamstrings, and just really good for posture. Just stay here for a few moments. Again, always coming back to your breath. So one more inhale. And on your exhale, we're going to release. So we're just going to take a little bit of a forward fold. So if it feels okay, keep the feet flexed. You may just want to come to the tops of the thighs or the side of the calves here. Or even if you feel as if you want to come a little bit deeper, you can bring the hands to the side of the feet. I know at the moment I feel super tight along my hamstrings, so I'm not going to go too deep with this forward fold today. Just going to hang out here for a couple of breaths. Just really soak in the stretch. You can really feel it across the tops of the shoulders as well, across the top of the spine. And then on your inhale, release, come into a cross-legged position. So like I said at the beginning, if it's a little bit uncomfortable to sit in a cross-legged position, you might want to grab a block or a cushion, something that just kind of raises you up slightly, because sitting in cross-legged isn't the most comfortable position for a lot of people. So just grab whatever you need to kind of make this feel a little bit nicer in today's practice. And then when you're ready, we're going to take a couple of side twists here. So place your left palm on top of your right knee, bring the right palm down behind you, and we're just going to take a little twist so that we're looking over the right shoulder. Just take it easy. You might want to kind of twist a little bit deeper, just depending on how you feel. On the inhale, release. We're just going to do the same on the opposite side. So bring the left palm behind you, gaze comes over the left shoulder, keeping the spine nice and long, lifting up through the crown of the head. Just taking a real nice twist. You can feel that through the neck, through the shoulders, through the spine. I'm just going to do that on the opposite side again. Bringing the gaze over the right shoulder. And again on the left. Just feels nice to kind of take the time to release a lot of the tension that I think we hold, and often a lot of us suffer from lower back pain and shoulders and the neck. So just doing something to work towards helping release it is always good. So from here, come to lying down on your back, on your mat. We're just going to bring the knees into the chest. We're going to rock and roll from side to side. Super nice to massage either side of the spine, top of the pelvis. And we're going to take those twists, another couple of twists again. So if you drop your right leg down, keep the left leg so that it's in towards the chest, and then just bring it over the top of the right leg. You can keep your right palm on top of that left leg. Bring the left palm out to the side, and just bring your gaze over towards your left palm. You'll really feel the stretch through the glutes here as well. Stay here for a couple of moments. Take an inhale to release, just swap the legs over. So bring the right leg in towards the chest, lengthen out the left leg, and then just roll over towards the left, bringing the right leg over the top of the left leg and gaze towards your right palm. A super nice stretch to release any tension in the glutes and the lower back. On the inhale, come all the way back up to centre. Bring the knees back into the chest. Give yourself a nice little hug. And rock and roll from side to side again. And then just bring the legs out. Come to laying down position on your mat. We're going to come into our final Shavasana. Nice short little practice, followed by a nice little Shavasana to really soak in all the benefits of today's little bit of a lower back stretch on the mat. So just close down the eyes, let the feet fall out to the sides, palms up, and just relax for a couple of moments. Again, we're not going to stay here for too long in Shavasana today, but you can always pause the video and stay for as long as needed. Sometimes if we have the time, it's nicer just to kind of take these moments at the end of our practice just to kind of chill out and reap the rewards of hopping on the mat and feeling all the goodness of a little bit of a yoga stretch. So when you're ready, just bring a little bit of movement into the feet, into the toes. Give the fingertips a little wiggle. On the next inhale, bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself one last little hug at the end of today's practice. Maybe rock and roll from side to side again. And then when you're ready, you're going to come up into a nice comfortable seated position. So maybe roll onto your right hand side. Coming up into seated. Maybe cross-leg position or however that might be most comfortable. And there we go, that's today's 10-minute yoga stretch for the lower back. So hopefully you've leave today's practice feeling as if you've released a little bit of tension there, which is always good. As I said, in our day-to-day lives, I think we tend to be in a position where our posture isn't always that great. So anything we can do to kind of counteract that and help is always good. So, as always folks, if you like this video, don't forget to hit like, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe, and I will see you on the mat next time.